Dawson's Rentals.
YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Soaring Falcon Ranger from the Power Rangers and Street Fighter crossover figures that were primarily introduced as part of the crossover from the online game, and they did like a little mini trailer for it back when they introduced Red Ranger and stuff. And I'm going to be honest, for this guy and the other one whose name is escaping me at the moment, the one that looks like a green villain, I honestly, they flew under my radar. I had no idea they existed, to be honest, because I don't really follow the game stuff that much. And I saw these tweeted out from Hasbro, and they're like, oh look, 2 new figures, and I'm like, who the hell is this now? You can't just make people up. So my excitement for these was actually rather conceptual, because I'm not a big Street Fighter fan. I didn't find these designs to be as cool as the others. With that being said, I just love getting original designs, and I always conceptually find them more exciting than designs we've already gotten. I know some people get annoyed because these are sort of MMPR leaning in a crossover and are quote-unquote taking away from a slot of another team we could be completing. But personally, I actually get more excited for stuff like this because I own so many versions of all the existing Rangers. It's nice to get something that's original. Well, not completely original. But let's go ahead and talk about the figure. And I have to say, I overall like these figures more than I thought I would. Like, conceptually I was excited, but I wasn't super excited, and I actually like them a lot more, and they're some of my more favorite releases in a way. First of all, they have some of my more favorite accessories. If you follow my Lightning Collection reviews, I'm not the biggest fan of the lightning parts. I honestly could give a shirt about these most of the time. Like, I think there's 3 total I've ever used. They mostly just end up in a bag that looks like a bunch of flubber. It's like nuts. But this actually has some cooler ones. Like, right here you have this little kind of almost figure artsy stand to put up this little Falcon here, which actually just looks really cool. It's just a cool and unique accessory. I think it gives it more personality. It's cooler than your average just lightning squiggles. And then these aren't like the coolest ever. They're just kind of generic punching parts, but they're a lot bigger and more pronounced than the ones you usually get, which kind of gives them more presence. And I just really like the way that these fit, and the other one fit on the Green Ranger, which I'll be reviewing next up. But I don't know. I think that they work a lot more, and I'm much more inclined to use them. And obviously, then you also have alternate hands, just a closed fist, so you can use with these. And the ones you have on him right now are just kind of like they're sort of relaxed martial arty hands. It also looks like he went into battle after he just ate powdered sugar donuts hands. But anyway, overall, talking about the figure itself, I do like the design. It's probably my least favorite creative-wise of the 4 we have. I do really like the helmet. I think it looks pretty cool. The red-gold contrast, this weird little, like, I'm the devil goatee stash going on there. It looks like a cool alternate power-up for the MMPR Red helmet. And for whatever reason, like, the proportions with the gold reminds me of, not because it's gold, but just the way it looks reminds me of the movie helmet from MMPR. With that being said, the reason it's my lesser favorite is I feel this one is most clearly just a repaint. I think the other ones hide their inspiration more and can be seen as more straight up original suits, whereas this one just is clearly an MMPR Red helmet. A cool looking one, but it definitely looks the most quote unquote cheap in terms of easy, but I still do like it. And I do like the kind of consistent element of them all having armor, and I think it's got kind of a nice gold paint look. And I just do like the general look of it. It's just my least favorite because it just seems the most easy. Not like necessarily lazy, but just the most easy and like the least interesting because it's kind of more like a shirtless MMPR repaint. Again, it almost looks more like a lost power-up from the show. But the figure itself, honestly, is overall pretty solid. Look-wise, again, I like the helmet. I think the gold looks good. The sculpt portions look good. The armor looks good. I think they did a good job here, like with the kind of muscles bit. Like doesn't look like solid or weird or anything. It flows nicely. I think the paint on everything looks nice and clear. No huge like paint mistakes, which is really nice because you have that new packaging where you can't see anything in the middle of them. They do have a nice job of actually having the details of his unique power coin too. It's kind of cool that it's also on a belt. No loose joint problems or anything like that. It's an overall solid figure. You know, you have your classic articulation, ball joint here at the head, ball joint and swiveling here, elbow joint, you got swiveling at the wrist, ball joint here, swiveling, knee joint, you got the hinge joint here, hinge joint, ball joint there. Overall, just a very solid, honestly, just a very solid release. As a side note rant about the new packaging, I really wish they would just secure these guys inside the packaging with some of that like twine, because I just recently got the Gold Ranger Morpher that's secured with twine. The way they put it in there in this weird tissue paper shoved into these cardboard like sockets makes it feel so cheap and is just really weird to deal with. I just wanted to rant about this. But yeah, this is a relatively short review. I didn't have a lot to say other than I just actually find this to be a solid figure. Again, my least favorite design-wise of the 4 Street Fighter ones we've gotten so far, but I still like it overall more than I thought, and I like it overall more as a release. It's got some of the cooler accessory parts. It's a unique like hybrid hybrid release, and personally, again, I've been enjoying the unique new Rangers and the hybrid designs. It's kind of cool to actually get new unique figures of things I've never owned before. And like whether you like this design or which ones you prefer and which ones you get's kind of up to you. But as far as a figure, I'd say if you're interested in these or are a Street Fighter fan, I can recommend checking it out. I think if you like what you see, you'll be happy with it. But if not, you know, it's an easy pass for you. But that's about it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications from my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.